I cannot wait to tell you about some awesome deals and some pickups that I got. Hey everyone, my name is Austin and this channel is all about digging deeper and going further to better understand faith and film and everything that is in between. If that's exciting to you when you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see new videos just like this one every week. Especially, really quick plug, I have a big 31-day series coming up starting July 1st on the channel, so you don't even have to wait a whole week till my next video for an awesome 31-day film challenge. I really want everyone to play along on this one, and I cannot wait to get this started. As I mentioned, I had a ton of pickups this month, a lot more than I expected. A total of, I think, 12 or 13 movies that I picked up. So let's jump right into this. I don't want to hesitate any longer. First and foremost, 500 Days of Summer. I picked this one up at a half-price bookstore, I think for about $6. This is actually a movie I've not seen. It's one I've been wanting to see for a while. My wife owned the DVD for this one, and I saw it for like $6, and I was like, I've heard it's a really good movie, so I want to check this one out, and if I'm gonna watch it, I want it to be in a high quality. So I picked this one up on Blu-ray for about $6, and it came with a digital copy, but that's probably long expired. Next, I completed my Unbreakable, Split, and Glass trilogy on Blu-ray. I've had this one on DVD for a number of years and finally was able to get this one on Blu-ray. I got it for about 13 bucks on Amazon. They were doing a deal where it was buy two, get one free. So you pay for the two most expensive ones and you get one free. So I got this one and some others along with that. Next, along with that deal, this is absolutely gorgeous. This is the, I believe, recently released 4K of The Mask of Zorro. I think I've mentioned on my channel just a month or two ago that I picked this one up on DVD at a thrift store for like $1, and I was like, I got the DVD, but now it's on Netflix. So I watched it on Netflix. Absolutely just, it'd been years since I've seen it. Forgot how much I loved it. So got this one with that Amazon deal for buy two, get one free. It's only like $21, $22 right now, and just that beautiful artwork on the front, the more familiar inside there, and it comes with the 4K, the digital copy, and the DVD. So, not the DVD, the Blu-ray. So I was very, very happy to have that in the collection. I can't wait to eventually watch that on 4K because I'm sure it looks absolutely gorgeous. This is one you probably have never heard of. You've heard of the director, I'm sure. That is John Woo. And this is a movie that he made back in China. It's called Red Cliff. Now there's two versions of this film from the research that I've done. I was watching a video about some of the best epic movies on YouTube, and this was one of the first ones they mentioned. And this is when John Woo went back to China for some time to get more back into like his roots of Chinese cinema, and he did this epic war film that is, I believe, based on the 3 original Chinese dynasty families that like broke up and there was all this war and stuff like that. And so this is based on that and that war and battles, and the US released version of this film is, I believe, like 2 hours long maybe, and from what I've heard it's atrocious. It's really bad, but this is the cut that the director John Woo made. As you can see, it's in part 1 and part 2, and from what I can see, approximately for the whole thing 288 minutes. So each part is about 2 hours and a half or 45. Grand total, I did the math, this is a 4.8 hour movie. I might have time to at least watch part 1 this weekend, so I cannot wait. I've heard it is one of his best movies. It's one of the best epic war movies out there. So if you've not heard of this one, if you're a fan of John Woo, you're a fan of epic movies like Gladiator, Braveheart, that kind of thing, this is one you will probably want to check out. I will at least give some kind of recommendation once I've seen it to let you know. So if you want to stick around further, make sure you're subscribed so you can see when that happens. But that is one I cannot wait to watch. It was only $12 too on Amazon. Next, we have the other movie that I picked up at Half Price Books. This was another DVD upgrade. This is for The Intern. This is a really, really good, just kind of feel-good, fun drama, kind of comedy, not too much, but it's got Anne Hathaway, Robert De Niro, and it's a really cool, wholesome story. I absolutely enjoyed it the first time I watched it, and it's one I definitely want to keep around in my collection. Next You probably remember, if you've been around, in my last haul video, I picked up the latest Ip Man movie, Ip Man 4, and I said in that video, I really want to get Ip Man 3. So I got Ip Man 3. And the awesome thing of this is, months ago, it went on sale for $5, and I didn't buy it at the time. I was like, I'll pass on it, because I hadn't seen the movie at the time, so I didn't know how much I would like it. And I completely regretted it, because as soon as like the next day happened after that sale, the price went up to like $20, $25. And it even dropped to like down around $16 for a while, and I was like, I've seen it for $5, I need to wait for it to be $5 again. And so patience paid off. This month it dropped down to $5.99. And so I picked that one up, and I had seen the movie since, so I knew I would like it. And as you know from watching my previous video, I went 1, 2, 4 in my collection, and you cannot have those gaps. So now I own all 4 of the Ip Man movies, some of my favorite martial arts films. Next, we have a new 2020 pickup. That's right, a movie that is new this year. Invisible Man, probably my favorite movie so far this year. I know that doesn't sound like much because there's only been like 3.5 movies that have come out this year, but this movie is awesome. I've seen it twice now. I showed it to my wife. Unfortunately, she did not like it as much as I thought she would. In my opinion, it's kind of the premise setup of kind of like a Lifetime movie that just, you know, what you would expect from that, but it's actually done well. The effects are great, the story's good, Elizabeth Moss is excellent in the lead role, and it's a movie I thoroughly enjoyed. It's one that I can't wait to show to more people down the road. So that's one I happily added to my collection. And a new pickup is always good because there's not many movies coming out right now. So I picked that one up day one. Next, I went to let me get all of them together. I went to a flea market with my in-laws and my wife and got some awesome deals. So I traded in with this one guy. He bought movies, and so I brought him a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays that I didn't want anymore, and we came up with a deal. So I ended up walking away with, like, trading in a bunch of movies I didn't want and walking away with some awesome movies that I cannot believe added to the collection. Very first, let's get some MCU out of the way. My MCU collection is finally complete. I now have picked up Thor, the first one, and the first Captain America, that is the first Avenger. So these, I ended up paying $5 each for the Blu-rays. If you know MCU, you know, brand new, you cannot find these cheaper than 20 bucks. They're usually $25. So I couldn't believe he was selling these for $5 each. So excited to have my MCU complete. I keep telling my brother, who's had his MCU complete for a while, I still feel like it's not complete. Every time I'm in a store, I'm looking at the MCU movies to see the prices. So I haven't convinced myself that I have it complete yet. Another really cool, this is a really underrated movie, I think. This is Dredd. This is the, I believe, 2012 release. And this has, what's his name? Carl Urban plays Judge Dredd in this one. And he's really awesome. And it's a really underrated action movie. It's a, I think, remake of the Judge Dredd that Sylvester Stallone was in back in, I think, the 70s. And from what I've heard, this is a superior version. It didn't do well when it was initially released, but I've seen it 2 or 3 times since. I just rewatched it this month and after picking it up, and I really loved it. It's really cool. So if you're looking for something to scratch that action thriller itch, definitely check this one out. It's very cool. And so I picked that one up for just a couple bucks at that flea market. I kind of consider it almost the American version of Raid a little bit. It's different, but still kind of the American version of the Raid. Lastly, from the flea market, we're not done yet, but from that flea market, this is cool, Cowboys and Aliens. This is a movie, when it was initially released, I thought that looks like the stupidest thing ever. Hollywood has completely run out of ideas. I can't believe they made this movie. And I never watched it. This came out, when did this come out? Way back in 2011. This came out in 2011. I still remember it thinking that's so stupid. I watched it on HBO Max because my wife and I got a trial, And so I watched that, and I really thought the movie was good. I didn't know that it was a Jon Favreau movie. I really like what he's been doing lately. Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford are actually really good in this one together. And I really enjoyed the movie, which was a genuine surprise, and I'm glad I did. So I picked this one up for just $4 or $5, I think, at that flea market. The amazing thing to me is it still had the slipcover. Slipcovers are usually only sold in the first few months that a movie is out to kind of entice you to pick it up, and you kind of know when you got it that you got one of the initial releases. So this is one of like the original releases from it. Comes with a Blu-ray and the DVD, and then the extended version as well, which would be interesting to check out at some point. Lastly, one of my favorite animated movies, one of my favorite DC animated movies, with probably my favorite DC character. Can you make any guesses? Maybe. The Batman Under the Red Hood. This came out originally in 2010. And I've seen it only 2 or 3 times now, but it was instantly probably my favorite DC animated film. Batman's one of my favorite heroes. This movie is 75 minutes long. That's like an hour and 15 minutes. And it's incredible what they pack into an hour and 15 minutes story-wise. They pack in the Red Hood, which is a great villain. The Joker is in this movie, and he's excellent. And it takes Batman to some really dark places, which Batman's naturally taken to dark places. He's the Dark Knight. And so a lot of his storylines are very dark, but it takes some really interesting perspectives in the Batman character. So if this is one you've not seen, if you're a DC fan, you've probably seen it. But if you're like a casual DC fan, you might not have seen this one. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but believe me, even if you gotta rent it, this is worth it. I got this, or if you don't want to just straight up buy it, I got this for $10 on Amazon, which I couldn't believe. Like the best DC animated movie in my opinion for $10. Worth it on Blu-ray. So that's the last DVD upgrade that I got this month. I can't believe I had 12 or 13, whatever it is, depending if you want to count that part 1, part 2 Red Cliff movie as 1 or 2 movies, because it kind of is, kind of isn't, but huge haul for this month for me. I'm already excited and planning what I'm going to be picking up in the month of July. This is such a huge stack of movies. I want to know from you, what have you picked up this past month? June is the month where lots of places are opening back up, so I cannot wait to get back into FYE's, Best Buys. I've been going to Walmart and that's not been enough, so I need a Best Buy and an FYE run soon. So what have you been picking up as things are opening back up? Definitely share that in the comments down below, especially if you've gotten something rare, more collectible, that kind of thing. Do not forget to subscribe, because remember, I got that series coming next week starting on Wednesday. So July 1st, come back for the 31-day film challenge. Thank you as always if you've stuck around to the end of this video. I greatly appreciate everyone who sticks around for the whole thing. Make sure you're subscribed once more and like the video and share it with someone who you know will enjoy it just as much as you did, and I'll see you in the next video.